Hello everybody. Today on this episode of Following People, we have a really good one for you. This can only be done by professionals. Do not try this at home. In this beautiful alleyway, we have a pedestrian leaning against a tree. As you can see, he's walking at a slow pace, but it looks like he has purpose. With his hands in his pocket, he's continuing to move. He's not looking at his phone anymore. Anyways, he's going down this alleyway, and he's starting to look back, but do not worry. We are trained professionals and we know how to deal with dangerous pedestrians. He's continuing down the alleyway. We might have to pick up our pace a little bit because we might actually lose him. And we don't want to lose our pedestrian because they're incredibly rare. Pedestrian's trying to get away, as you can see, but this is fine. If we just pick up our pace, the pedestrian won't escape us. Pedestrian's starting to look back. I don't know if he's noticed us yet, but he's starting to act like he has. But that's okay. Anyways, when we're doing this, you got to be careful because if you go into a pack of pedestrians, you might lose the pedestrian you're trying to follow. So we got to be careful that we find a pedestrian on a day where there aren't many out. And you got to pick your times right. You don't want rainy weather because no one's going to be a pedestrian outside. Our pedestrian right here is trying to cross the road. We got to keep our distance. Now we have to sit here and wait quietly. So what we have to do is be quiet. We can't be too loud or else we're going to scare the pedestrian. We don't like scaring pedestrians because then they run away and that could cause a few issues. But we're trained professionals so we know how to deal with it. As you can see, it's a busy day in Wadsworth with many cars, so we're going to be standing here for a fair bit waiting for the light to change. But that's okay. Once the light changes, we're going to have to follow the pedestrian, but we have to make sure we're not too far enough that it changes again so that we can actually, be behind him. Okay, the light has changed. We have to keep on moving. Now, we got to make sure we don't take too long because, there's the hand with the number over there. All right, so we're here, and the pedestrian appears to be a little panicked, but that's okay because we're still a safe distance away. There's no reason he should notice us, but he's looking back, so he might actually see us, but that's okay. We're still a safe distance away. The pedestrian can't hurt us from here. We're gonna have to cross the road again. The pedestrian's not making this easy for us, but we are trained professionals. We gotta keep up with him. He's going a little fast, but that's okay. Okay, we gotta keep our speed up. He's trying to get away. He's going down the alleyway. But the pedestrian appears to be a little winded, so we can still catch up and keep an eye on him. Once again, we're trained professionals. Do not do this at home. Gotta make sure we keep our distance so we can't get too close. The pedestrian appears to be a little winded. Pedestrian's still trying to get away. We're going to get in our car because it's getting a little difficult. All right, guys, we're currently in the car. We're trying to chase down a pedestrian. We got to be careful how we do this because being in a car is dangerous. As you can see, the pedestrian still hasn't lost his energy yet. And now we are at a stop sign. Remember, everybody, always follow road safety laws. Our pedestrian's trying to get away, but we are able to chase him down using our trusty car. As the pedestrian's trying to hide near the greenery, but we're trained professionals and we're smarter than that. We got eyes on the pedestrian. This is a very good view. You'll never be able to see a pedestrian quite like this. This is what we professionals dream of seeing. This is wonderful. We'll never have a chance like this again. This is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Continue watching. We've never had a shot this good of a pedestrian. Pedestrian appears winded, so he's not going to run away as much. So we can keep this distance and get a good sight of him. So now we're chasing the pedestrian. We managed to get all the way to this neighborhood. This must be where the pedestrian lives, because I don't know why else he would come here, all aside from the get away from us. But nothing is to a pedestrian than the safety of his own home. Pedestrian's trying to get away, and we're keeping a good distance with good eyesight on the pedestrian. The pedestrian still appears to be winded from us tailing him earlier, and he's still looking back, so the pedestrian must be 100% aware that he knows we're here. But that's okay, we are trained professionals, we know what we're doing. Do not try this at home. Pedestrian appears to be getting closer. The fact that he's moving slower means he must be closer to safety because he doesn't feel as much urgency. Pedestrian is going into what looks like his house. Now the pedestrian's entering, and the pedestrian appears to go inside the house. So now this is where things get a little bit complicated. Alright, so in order to keep an eye on this pedestrian, which is a very good find, we're going to have to set up camp outside so we can stake out the pedestrian, because it's illegal to enter a man's house without their permission. That would be trespassing. We can't do that. We're trained professionals, though. We know what we're doing. So all we have to do is set up a tent right outside, and we're going to have to be very patient. This takes a lot of patience. It's not for the faint of heart. All right, everybody, here we are. This is our tent. Do not try this at home again. We are trained professionals. We know what we're doing. We set up our tent right outside the door so we can get a good view when the pedestrian leaves. And now all that's left to do is wait. Alright guys, I've been waiting a whole day for this, but it's worth it, because right out here is the natural habitat of the pedestrian, and we don't get to see shots like this every day. This is truly a once-in-a-lifetime choice,
What are you guys
chance.
doing here? Get off my lawn! I don't want you guys here.
Pedestrian's being a little aggressive, so we have to be a little careful.
What are you talking about? Hello?
Remember, do not engage the pedestrian, or else you might scare it away.
Hey.
So, as you can see, we got to be a little careful. Keep in fact, we're trained professionals.
And now, time for something completely...
It's at this juncture that I would like to remind our audience that we here at this program do not borrow from, plagiarize, or otherwise take inspiration from any other media or shows. And now, back to your scheduled programming. Welcome back to our late night talk show. Today, I'll be interviewing this rock. So, tell me, what do you think about the recent spike in food prices? Oh, you don't eat? Must be one of those fad diets, am I right? Anyway, tell me, what was life like growing up back in the Cenozoic? Oh, well, yeah, that's interesting. All right, let's get controversial. What is your opinion on metamorphic rocks?
All right. You know what? May I interject here? This isn't how this is supposed to happen. It's a rock.
Did I give you permission to speak?
Do I need permission to speak?
It's my show.
Okay, and you're talking to a rock on a talk show. The rock cannot speak.
Shows what you know.
What?
Listen.
What I know?
Yeah.
What do you know? Hello? Can you speak? I don't think I can speak. Tell me, can you hear what the rock says? Hey, you, behind the camera, can you tell me what the rock says? Can you hear it? Exactly. You're a madman. You're crazy.
All right, audience. I think this is... Bringing you our morning news. Wadsworth has recently begun a road infrastructure renovation project in its downtown area. Now bringing you live coverage in the field of this with our reporter. All right, welcome everybody to our nightly talk show. Tonight, I've got a very special guest for you. Someone very renowned, talented, devastatingly handsome and clever. Myself. So, anyway, tell me a little bit about where you were born, let's say. Oh, I was born in Akron, you know, and I lived there for a good few years in an apartment before eventually getting a house over in Norton. So, eventually we moved over to Wadsworth, and I've been happy there ever since. Really? Fascinating. So, tell me a little bit about what you do, what your interests are. Oh, well, I'm an aspiring playwright. I've only written really one work so far, but I'm working on more. But I like programming, robotics, etc. I'm working on a couple books, you know. Really? I'll be sure to check those out. You and the audience should too. Yeah, I'm sure you will check those out. What's that supposed to mean? You condescending bastard. Why did I agree to this? Why did I agree to come here? Jesus. This was a mistake. I don't think I like your tone. Don't like my tone? Don't like my tone? Ow. So you finally found me, huh? What are you gonna do? Shoot me? Face it, kid. I own the cops in this district. I own the whole damn city council. You can't shoot me. You missed.
Did I?
It would appear so, yes. So, as head of the newly created Puppet Task Force, how do you feel about your job?
I feel pretty good. I've caught a lot of puppets. They're kind of difficult to catch, but once you get a hang of it, it's pretty easy. I can actually show you how to catch a Muppet.
Take us through the process, if you will.
Okay. So, basically, what you want to do is you want to come up to some wall and then start counting or singing the ABCs, and then you have to struggle with it. You have to struggle a little bit, act like you don't know what the next letter is. So, A, B, C, D, E, F. What comes next? G. Oh, get him! Got him! And it's just that easy.
Tommy, where'd you go? Oh, God, no!
Got him. And it's just that easy, ladies and gentlemen.
All right! So, I think that concludes our interview for today. So, tell me about this new menu item you've been cooking up here.
This brand new menu item is going to be very important to the city. It solves a lot of supply chain problems because it supplies a very good alternative to your normal sandwiches, burgers.
What exactly is it?
It's a puppet burger. That's what it is. You see, we've been working very hard to make new ingredients, find new methods of food. We've been working with the city, finding puppet catchers and other helpful people to make this food a reality. This will solve many problems and it will boost the economy like you've never seen.
Have you ever worked with any puppets? Do you have any on your payroll here?
No.
I see. That will be all. So, how do you feel about the new menu item, the puppet burger? Is it?
Yes, it's very nice. I like the I like the texture of it. You know, and it's very juicy, very meaty. It's got a nice gamey flavor to it. You know, it's very fresh.
Do you actually know what these things are made of?
No, but it tastes really good. It tastes really good, so it's not my problem what they're made out of.
I see. Well, that's been our morning news. Today on Culinary Crafts, how to prepare a puppet for consumption. First,
After ensuring your puppet is dead, cut the throat to drain any blood which may be left. Then, cut around the hole near the bottom in a circular fashion. After this, carefully reach in and remove the hand, followed by the skull. Your puppet is now ready for consumption, but the possibilities for preparation are truly limitless. We encourage viewers to experiment to find the way of preparing puppets that best suits their tastes. This concludes today's episode. We're revolutionizing the idea of burgers. Introducing the Puppet Burger. Nutritious, delicious, and low in calories. The Puppet Burger is an affordable start to your day. Coming soon to a location near you.
All right. I'm here reporting live from downtown Wadsworth. As you can see, the rumored construction of the downtown area was a blatant lie. That cat over there is not doing any construction. I want to strangle the guy who gave us this tip.